Welcome back to the channel, Flow State Jedis. Right here I have with me one of my greatest friends of all time and business partner, Ryan G. How are you doing?
Hot.
Hot as fuck, yeah.
We're right here in the middle of Costa Rica, San Jose.
Yep.
Look in the distance, I see mountains, clouds, all the beautiful glory, great nature. Too bad you guys ain't here.
Yeah, it's really too bad. And if you guys are still interested, you can always click the link in the description and purchase the online event, because we're going to be giving, behind the scenes footage and yeah, just a lot of bonuses. So look forward to that. Today we're talking all about harnessing psychic powers, especially when it comes down to you being a man, you being in a position of leadership, how it's sometimes a double-edged sword. I think a lot of people, they have a misconception of psychics just because how they're portrayed in like culture and movies. Crystal ball person,
It's not completely untrue. It's just a combination between being like overly simplified and overly perverted and
exaggerated.
And here's the thing. You never know until it happens to you or to your loved one, where they suddenly, see dead people and you don't know what to do with this information. It kind of started with my little sister, where she was literally hysterical when ghosts were around, like actual apparitions and stuff, and we did not know what to do. What do you do in that situation? Do you give her a crystal ball and she figures it out on her own? You know what I mean? This is the reason why we travel the world to, I guess, weekly challenge sessions to have further understanding of, what isn't being taught by society properly. Never believe the movies. Never trust your government. Always play a winning game, all that good stuff, and that's what we're here to do. Play the winning game. Now, it just happens that psychic powers, or gaining more psychic powers, is part of the course. I wish there you would have the mountains, etc. Right here, the mountains, and what I really like is how clearly you have clouds, but you can clearly see how the mountain is just higher than the clouds.
Yeah.
Per our research, nature and communing with nature gives you not only that peace of mind, but it does give you more access to your natural powers. Going to places that have, I'm guessing, not per se active volcanoes, but the energy is still there, you will have either the realization of how dangerous nature can be, and or gain access to spirits that are close by and probably receive their blessings, assuming you, of course, go there with the blessings of your deities or the Primals through the family of deities.
Yeah, I think it's also about knowing how to protect yourself on this magical path working, because if you're in these environments and you don't know, let's say, how to communicate with these beings, or you feel lost, you're gonna get taken over by those energies. And a lot of people are unaware because they aren't tapped into their psychic strength. And so that's just a fair warning to you guys in terms of that. Get the guidance. Don't go for it. I see a lot of healers, and people create fake profiles of psychics to try to sell people on, like random attunement for like 5,000.
I mean, they're coming from a good place, but the way that they go by it is just not the right way. Why not just own it?
Yeah.
Why not own being the village crazy person? Like why not? Why the fuck not?
Yeah, I think we hold a lot of resistance in culture based on this archetype of the psychic. We've just seen like examples our entire life that, go against what we're trying to create, at least with the priest beast archetype. I think it's about creating a culture where psychic powers are just the norm, or a byproduct of you living your lifestyle as a shaman.
I understand that. Here's the thing, when the time comes, but for right now, what Primal, Sutra, and of course us are trying to do is make spirituality like not only more affordable, but way more understandable and simple, and I don't want it to be this complex.
Yeah.
Right? And because of the complexity and of course the vagueness of it all, it's so easy to be scammed, etc. And here's the thing, if you want to do spirituality as a business, you have to put yourself out there, right? This isn't just an online marketing thing. No, you actually have to put your money where your mouth is. That's why you fucking out of own pocket pay to get to Costa Rica and get work done. For me personally, I want to connect to my sacred deities and root chakra deities so that I can live a better life, because at the end of the day, is it really about a spiritual power, or is it about creating a better life for yourself? If what you're doing is not creating better outcomes for you, even on a little bit,
Yeah.
or is it even fun for you, why the fuck are you doing this? Right?
Yeah.
I'm here to have fun, period. And those that aren't here have missed out on that fun. But you can still have at least the insights that we gather, and the attunements that we manage to gather through us and our spirits, and of course your spirits, through the online sessions. Now we're thinking about doing like a 3 to 5 day session depending on how much energy we have, etc. In order to have further access to, let's say a golden timeline, I need to have a handle on Mars and Saturn, but these two energies are not friends. So that means I need to give more control to the Venus energy, which is heart, and that of course as a byproduct improves my psychic powers because I'm more in tune with myself, does my higher self, does, in the words of Cat Williams, you gotta be in tune with your star player, and you're that star player. So if you're bored, feel lost, and all that shit, you're probably in some sort of work cubicle, or your life is that cubicle, and you just feel stuck. Fucking purchase those online courses, or go to IMC Nation, Grill of the Serpent, Rian Conti's program, Charisma something?
Yeah, he does these charisma attunements as well. Definitely get one of those. And yeah, the one thing I wanted to
Mind
just...
Blossom, Good Forget Safe. We always promote our boys. Why? Because that's the way to fucking do it. We specialize primarily in health, spirituality, and magic because we believe that through becoming healthier, you will evidently be the best you can ever be, because everything stems from health. You can have all the goddamn money in the world and still not have a goddamn dime, and that's what it is. That's just what it is.
Yeah, man, and everybody has a different spiritual power, which is very relevant towards your path working. So some people are more claircognizant, as Ryan was saying. I am more clairaudient. Wade is more clairaudient,
and so the easiest way to see this is, imagine you have like different forms of magic, right? Fire, water, earth, whatever. You tend to be better at one. And in my opinion, let's say I might be, I would love fire magic, but it just happens to be that water magic is way better for me. So that means I need to max out everything, including water magic, or especially water magic, because I can do more with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, how a confidence coach hires a confidence coach
to learn.
Like, for instance, my whole path working is water magic, so me doing fire magic is now exciting in my journey because it relates to, well, what we did is discover that there is a hidden aspect of ourselves, fantasy. How would you describe that, Wade? Like the Lilith, is that the fantasies, or
the part that wants to open up in you?
The part that wants to open up in you. Oh, I see. So that we've been exploring that. So for me, it's that same like Mars energy. It's the Aries, which is my mom's energy, and it's like understanding that and leaning into that. Whereas for Ryan, it's more so like the Saturnian quality of like that Bart Simpson, and setting boundaries and so forth. So yeah, together we've got to really fine-tune our archetypes towards what we feel like is missing on our journey, and just kind of fine-tuning it accordingly to that. And I think astrology or any of these maps can be such a great system
like
to
the system
create a
is just a tool, right? And the tool has an outcome. You use a tool for the reasons.
Do you hold the video?
Used to, of course. This is my personal opinion. When doing boot camps of whatever sort, empty your cup. You're here to be coachable, whatever. But like with every coach, you have to, learn what you need to learn, and that's for what it is. Increase the body of knowledge so that you can learn to apply it, so that you can reach the outcomes that you want. For me, the psychic powers is a bonus. It's nice to have. What I really want, it is me, and I said this before a few nights ago, I want to have improved character, because I really believe the method is be to have. If I change the human being, not there's anything wrong with the current human being, but I just want to keep upgrading. I can just do the things I'm already doing even better, or improve upon the moves, thus improving upon the outcome and the timeline thereby associated. Like, never in my wildest dreams would I think I would be in Costa Rica with my boys Meet and Wade in this case, and enjoy the weather, be away from the Netherlands, have fun, and while having fun, going out, doing our nonsense in the nightlife, while still practicing our spirituality. I mean,
Yeah, some call this procrastinating and like booking tickets at the last minute, but we call it manifestation.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with the former.
Yeah.
I completely agree with the former. What the fuck was that shit?
It's like we almost hopped timelines to make this whole event happen.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of felt like.
Oh yeah, like the
Yeah.
journey, like the last 2 weeks coming to this event was tough on everybody. Last minute cancellations, fixing a website, not knowing anything about the country. I mean,
We don't speak the language that well, you
Well,
know. A little
this-
bit of Spanish to get here and there, you know.
We know enough Spanish to get in trouble. Let's say that.
Yeah, yeah.
I know some cuss words, and that's about it. I know how to ask where the library is. You know what I mean?
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Exactly. Like, ¿dónde están mis pantalones?
Yeah.
Mis zapatos.
Wait, wear your pants?
Yeah, wear my pants, yeah.
That's hilarious. All right, so back to the topic. Why would you say that psychic strengths is a double-edged sword?
Let's say you have a tool, right? A tool
Mhm.
that you have either you can use or it can be misused, and that's what
Yeah.
it's about. I mean, it's the same
Yeah,
thing
how
with
are you using the
how
power
are you
tool?
using it,
Yeah.
right? So let's imagine, right? We Indians have a lot of hair. Now you can let it grow completely wild
Yeah.
and look very unkept, so to speak,
Mhm.
or you can go regularly to a professional who knows how to handle your type of hair
Mm.
and make you look like a star player, and that's what it is. Psychic powers, therefore, connection to the universe, and through the connection to the universe, you just gain a 6th, 7th, 8th sense, so to speak, can be
Yeah.
used against you. Why? Because in my case, it would be I'm a little bit more sensitive to spirits than I would like. Like yesterday night when we just went out to Smashing Burgers.
Sign up for Smash Burger now. Found on OnlyFans. Okay, so-
Did you just see like a lightning thing happen there?
Maybe,
That was fun.
maybe. We've been seeing a lot of lightning here.
Yeah,
huh?
so that might be how yogurt ton of deities. Anyway,
Yeah.
so next to me, we were just eating, having fun, talking about branded Shakti, etc. And this specter just was next to me. I just saw hair and like a pale complexion. It kind of freaked me out for a second because you're not expecting, you know, to be in the Pirates of the Caribbean while eating smash burgers, you know.
Yeah.
Smash burgers, smash those burgers. It's fucking funny.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're sensitive to those energies, because you can recognize them,
Mm.
you need like someone else that has that almost grounded connection to. I can check such things, and guess what? It was actually a siren specter. We still have no clue why she was there.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's just magnetism because we do magnetic rituals, etc.
Well, it was really wild how we were looking and we saw like our branded Shaktis
Yeah.
on the screen
Yeah, at music videos. Yeah.
in a music video
Yeah.
in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And we're going, oh shit, like
Right. Although
this is really in your face,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
from the spirit world, right?
Yeah.
Because everything, it just seems like it clicks
Yeah.
when you're in the zone,
Yeah.
at least on these spiritual.
Yeah, you just gotta trust it at some point. Though this doesn't necessarily have to do completely with the gaining of psychic powers, it does have to do with the philosophy of Primal Sutra, which is trust in the process, trust in what the universe gives you, because you never know whether it's a blessing or a lesson learned. In this case, our premium student Wade, what's your company's name again?
Evolution Prosperity.
Evolution
Yeah.
Prosperity, Wade from Evolution Prosperity. Shout out to Evolution Prosperity. Smash
yeah.
those burgers.
Definitely, yeah, I did a session with Wade as well. That was very
Yeah.
powerful. And yeah, we can speak about that much later, but that was a very interesting attunement. And I definitely felt different afterwards. It's great to have other healers around you, you know, and
Right.
I'm thinking about doing more of these residency programs where we actually bring in like people who are like practicing this craft, you
Yeah.
know, and like bringing them all together, because I think that that's really what would we can manifest so much faster, you know, with like
Well, I
11
agree with that
shamans.
shit.
Yeah.
I do agree with that shit. I mean,
Yeah.
last time with Joey, that's a great example. Wade
Yeah.
again is a great example. And I have been thinking along similar lines, but how would you even call it? Because it isn't train the trainer.
Mm.
It's more so training with trainers.
It's training with trainers, yeah.
Right? Because here's the thing. Again, empty your cup, because even though I consider myself like an expert in shadow work, I am definitely not an expert in energy work. I mean, I know how to use Reiki on myself, but on people, don't know how to do it, not really that interested, but I understand it should be part of my repertoire, right?
Yeah.
Like
So
we-
also, it's interesting how the zodiacs affect you. So Ryan is a Virgo, so he taps into his, he can feel it in his physical body.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
it gets fucking
You know?
tedious.
Yeah.
It is such a bitch. But again, here's where psychic powers are. You know, I mean, everybody kind of glamorizes, but it's not as fun as you think it is. Because
Yeah.
for me, it means
It's
every fucking time I tap really in either through shamanism, you want to call it shamanism, right?
Yeah.
Like my body hurts. Like I don't know why my deities. I know they don't really want to hurt me, but that's the only way they can communicate me easiest. Like making my
Yeah.
ears hurt, my shin, and it really feels like someone slapped me in my ear, like that level of pain.
Mm.
There's no damage to my eardrums, etc., but it still fucking hurts. So I
Yeah,
didn't have a
imagine
choice.
getting like a loud buzz or like a random like Spidey sense in the
Yeah.
middle of like doing something
Yeah,
important.
Spidey sense
right?
that hurts. That's
The Spidey sense that hurts.
it isn't like, oh shit, there's something in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just like, there's something in the neighborhood, and ow.
Yeah.
And depending on where it is in my body, it has a certain message. So my ears is clearly something's trying to tell me something, and I double check with the Sumit. If not, things get a little bit more Scooby-Doo oriented, and then yeah, I mean it's a bit of a meme, but it isn't untrue, and it
Yeah.
always leads to either some misconception that we have and we being told about it. Because yesterday night, especially because Costa Rica is very much a signal team,
Yeah.
sexuality, dating, like you might have misconceptions or a continuation of a storyline that should not, because it's detrimental to our dating lives or love lives or sex lives or whatever. You know what I mean? And here's where you get in the way of your own blessing, so to speak. Everything that does not empower you, your story, whatever, should no longer be considered, so to speak, as a teaching from both the brothers Marbas and Azazel, both demon kings and presidents in their own right. And that's the thing. If you, and I think it's less about the psychic powers, more so about the story you want to write about you. Write the story you want to write about you and see how the psychic powers helps you out. That's what it is.
Yeah, the psychic powers is almost like a bonus. It's like in the video game you get the little one-ups or whatever
Yeah.
on the journey, but you don't go out seeking those powers. They happen from you authentically living your spiritual path.
Well,
And so
I disagree to some extent, because you can still choose to have some sort of a third eye vision stuff.
yeah,
but-
you can do a lot of stuff intentionally if you're like, I want to be a master in the third eye, and you go all the way in there,
Yeah.
go for it. I mean,
But
you know.
but here's where I'm trying to also help my dad in is, just because you want to train the third eye doesn't mean the third eye is the best thing to train.
Mhm.
It could be, maybe
Yeah.
he's like a heart guy or a sacral guy. I don't know.
Yeah, again, everybody has a spiritual kind of chakra point path working that is very different.
Yeah.
At least from what we've observed
Yeah.
in this path working. And if you can make your story and your character match with the attunements, insights, downloads that you're getting,
Yeah.
that is the secret spot and the sweet spot, the
Yeah.
flow state, and optimizing that.
I agree,
basically.
but it's not simply a one-time thing. It's a constant thing.
yeah,
Because you want to have it down to the point where if someone asks you what your life purpose is, you can just answer it. If
yeah,
it's specific, you can change the story. But there's a certain structure you should be writing the story, right? Let's say beginning, middle, end, right?
Mhm.
The end could be, let's say, how do I see the day I die? Surrounded by loved ones, etc. could be an option. Maybe go that Tyrell Addison route where I'm like an old fat dude, with a chick on my dick. Sorry, YouTube. Having fellatio or something.
Sorry, you too. Yeah. No, we already swear it in like the first 5
Oh,
minutes.
okay,
It's
my
not going to be
bad. It's
monetized,
not
bro.
gonna- God
yeah. But yeah.
And die that way. The other option, which I kind of like as well, is to die protecting the loved ones that I have, like my kids, my grandkids, my girls, etc., my students. That's an honorable reason to lay down my life. Fuck it. Let's get down in history as that dude.
Yeah, we're all delving into our golden shadow, which is the fear of our greatness. So
Yeah.
we've been confronted with the role of leadership itself. And I think that concept of being in the front of the light, like just being in the spotlight, like doing the things that, you know, feel uncomfortable for no reason, but you do it anyway because it's like, you know, why the fuck not?
So this was brought up many times, right?
Yeah.
Mars for you would be heavily related to your competition drive, right?
Yeah, competition. Yeah.
Spoke to one of our IMC boys, and this came up as well. Is, you know, when you fight, it looks like you're fleeing more than you just facing the opponent.
Yeah, I was actually exploring this concept of like when I get into a sparring, and that was my first time sparring, but when I noticed that I was sparring in class earlier too at certain points, but that was more like wrestling. This is more like kickboxing, so it's like different. But yeah, I feel this natural drive to run away. And it's like that fearful avoidant attachment style, you know what I mean? Like
I understand.
that ability of like,
So
fuck, I just want to run rather than offense, like how we discovered offense is the way, right?
Right, so
Yeah.
to give a little bit of clarity on that, I came to the conclusion this mostly during my grappling is playing a defensive game takes a lot out of you because you will be fighting a reactive game because
you're in protection mode.
He only needs 1 or 2 shots, and if you don't react properly, it's you're gonna get smashed or even worse, hurt and injured.
Yeah.
So thus it became, what if the defense is just a transition between 2 offensive positions? Right? The defense is just a transition between 2 offensive positions. Thus, it comes back to a theory of how do you combine fire and water. Water is the element of flow. And in music theory, fire would be the decisive note. And then the flow becomes dun 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 dun, and the spaces between the dun duns is water, and the offense or fire would be the notes because that's clear.
Yeah. We also have a very secret framework that we're only sharing for this retreat, which is basically the understanding that water is the unconscious and fire is the conscious. We'll explain more about that later, but that is a very powerful understanding. If you can live with that dynamic and you can actually merge both of those worlds, you will start to notice that your powers as a shaman, or at least a priest beast, is going to activate very, very quickly.
So what do you define as the power of the priest beast?
I'd say the power of the priest beast is his ability to harmonize both of his hemispheres and live a life which is purely self-actualized, self-realized, and authentic.
Yeah.
Because if you go too much to one extreme, you're gonna fall over. You know, it's like the middle path, as the Buddhists have described, has always been a very powerful way. And for us, we've noticed this as Grey Mancers too. When we take it too extreme on one end, it'll swing us back anyway. So we might as well learn how to ride these 2 waves, these 2 surfboards at once, in a sense, right? Not having them split each other into these 2 worlds, but more so moving with both of those worlds.
Right.
And yeah, being connected to yourself and to others, and remaining dangerous as a man, not being afraid of using your psychic defense and attack.
I believe basically created this exercise. What makes you dangerous as a man? Now, if you're a thug, it's pretty clear. If you're high-end thug, it's pretty clear. If you're a lawyer, it's pretty clear. If you're a doctor, it's pretty fucking clear, right? But what about the spiritual man with spiritual gifts? It all comes down to
what makes the medicine man dangerous? Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, imagine without his help, you're not going to be able to survive the desert.
You won't be able to heal. You won't be able to survive.
Because here's the thing: what heals can also hurt. Because if you feed someone enough sleeping pills, he's going to die.
Right.
So it can easily be said of a lot of the wrong type of healing will kill someone or poison someone.
Oh yeah.
So
it's when the medicine becomes a poison at that point.
Well, but that's how medicine was created, right?
Yeah.
Poisons counteracting each other.
Yeah.
And this is no different because the healing is no different from battling poison with poison. That's what it is. That's why we also students of Hermes are taught, British Hermes are taught to unpack with them.
Some of the people who are very confused about what we're talking about, you would definitely want to check out the Primal Sutra Adepts program. That's where we break this down in depth. There's a link that you can click in the description, and
And please comment
Yeah.
all the goddamn questions you can.
Yeah, comment, you know, what you're worried
Something,
about or
Sean,
anything. Yeah,
something
just,
on the back with someone. Just ask the damn question. If you have
just
a
ask
request,
it. Yeah.
if it's an easy thing, we'll fucking do it. If not, we'll just price you with like a donation for it. It's like at this point, I'm more interested in doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
I want to like put all of our theories or powers into practice, and that's our benefit for having students. We want to have a lot of students, not per se with a lot of problems, but more so with a lot of questions and requests and having things done.
Yeah, we want
Because-
curious and driven people.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And here's the thing, we want to always have a lot of fun with our students. That means I want to not just see them grow, but I also want to do projects with them and see what they can do. Because
Yeah.
it's not just about creating a business or a spiritual movement. More so, this is my vision for the students. I want them to be competent enough and comfortable enough to become basically the medicine man or woman of their family, of their tribe, etc. What makes you useful to society is your ability to heal. What makes you dangerous is the ability to destroy your enemies. And here's where things get very juicy for me specifically, because I'm between the two of us. I played the more bloodlustful. I really don't have the kind of patience that this saint has next to me. If I could, most of my so-called rivals will be in the hospital bed, suffering greatly. But because I also have to ask permission from the angelic realm, etc.
Yeah.
Things don't necessarily go my way. So between the two of us, I'm clearly the evil twin here. Because I want to be the evil
The
twin.
evil
'Cause
twin,
For
yeah.
those of you who consider yourself rivals and enemies of Primal Sutra, the moment I get permission, I'm coming after everything that you have. With glee.
And that's what makes us dangerous as well. Is
Well,
that
the only
ability.
reason I haven't used, some for attack on some of our so-called friends is we haven't been granted permission. I'm just waiting for the day, that we've been granted permission, and then it's like, hey,
It's
I hope
game
you're on my
over,
good
yeah.
side, because I'm coming after you.
Yeah,
Like
for real.
I have a list,
Yeah.
and I check it twice,
Yeah.
And do I recommend you take the vengeance route? No, of course not, etc., etc., etc. But there's a reason I agree and disagree with the whole Christian principle of turning the other cheek. I agree, stay on the side of good, etc. But boundaries, motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
at some point, tolerance stops.
It reaches a threshold.
It
and
reaches
then
a
you're like,
threshold, and
yeah.
at that moment, I'm like, okay, I've given you enough chance. You need to pay.
Enough is enough.
Enough
yeah.
is enough, and that's why we created this almost Yu-Gi-Oh trap card system.
Yeah.
Where, and random
Yu-Gi-Oh style.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah.
style. It's like that meme of, oh no, you've activated my trap card.
Yeah.
And the idea is we automate, the trapping of negative energies and turning those energies into life force for us.
Yeah.
So, which basically means that if it is an entity in another dimension that attacks us, that we basically use part of its invested energy as Vajra life force.
We just basically get more energy every time they try to attack us.
Which is fantastic, right?
Which is a great mechanism, yeah.
As we go out more and market ourselves more, this is going to be the result. This works in two ways. As we market ourselves more, we're going to get haters, so more energy.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a cringe activation trap card. We're going to get a lot of negative energy, etc.
Mhm.
But as per what happened a few nights ago, weeks ago, I mean, which was the inspiration for the trap card system, is polar guys, raids, whatever, can attack you on this journey and need to be protected. But we're more so of the opinion, if you can prevent bullshit, prevent it, and that's where the trap card system comes in to prevent and protect you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, also profiting off of the mistakes the enemy makes.
Yeah.
And in the words of, I don't know who said it, it would be foolish to interrupt an enemy that's making a mistake. So let them make all the mistakes. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like,
Yeah, go
literally,
and be
who
the
cares?
best shaman that you can be, man. And we can help you get there if you
Oh,
want.
for sure.
And,
Like, we don't specialize in hexes and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
We
we're
don't do it.
we're
because
looking at flow state, we're looking at peak performance shamanism. We're trying to actually see if we can merge the social world with the spiritual world too, because I think that
well, it's, yeah, duh.
it's all the same, but you
it's
know, a
always-
lot of people don't talk about that.
The easiest solution, right, is psychic powers, trap card system. Let's say we go out and the bouncer's being a dick, like a complete dick. Like we might not get in the club, but if he sends us negative energy, that becomes new energy. So we don't drop energy, he does.
Right.
Fuck him. Same thing with anybody else.
Yeah.
So it's more so if you want to look at it from a lifestyle perspective, you use spirituality to enhance it.
Yeah, it's an enhancement.
It's the same thing with, you know, how
because it's higher senses as well.
Yeah, but higher senses come with some pros and cons, right? The pros are fucking clear. The cons is you're going to be extra sensitive to the energies around your area, and you need to have like the philosophy to be able to handle the chaos that comes with it.
You got to be tough. You got to be mentally tough.
You got to be mentally tough, and that's why the beastie comes into the picture. You know, the Zen Buddhism, the Stoicism, the pleasure alchemy. All things you can learn through the adepts program.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're headed to Hako today, so we might shoot some content there. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button, follow all the links, and we'll see you soon.
Please keep watching. We'll decide on what the date will be and how long it will be.
Yeah.
Prices will be available, and here's the thing: if you missed out, you missed out. So if you missed out, don't complain.
Right.
There's a price to do business with us. It's that simple.
Yeah. All right, take it easy, guys.